So I felt, with it being the festive Sam on the Farm, that I'd make an effort. I'd put on my best tie and get dressed up for you guys. Not really. I've been to an awards ceremony with Cheshire East Council, who obviously run Tatton Park. And Tatton, we were nominated for our Field to Fork project for a Making a Difference award. And we've won it! So that was over at a place called Crew Hall. Very formal. But the festivities had to end quite quickly for me because I've come over to the farm ready for our TB test. I'm sat in the car now. The weather is absolutely atrocious. Just waiting for the vet to turn up. Our vet Mark is coming to do the TB test, who works for a vet company called Lambert, Leonard and May, who I absolutely love. I've worked with them for a long time in different jobs that I've been in, and now it's great that we've got the Herefords involved with them as well. So Mark from Lambert, Leonard and May is due here at the farm anytime. So today we're going to do the skin test on the cows. It's Tuesday, then we'll leave it 3 days, and Mark will come back on Friday and read the skin test. Very similar. Do you remember when you were at school when you had your BCG and the skin test was done, and if you reacted to it you didn't need the BCG injection, but then if you didn't have the reaction you had to have it? Do you remember? Well, that's very similar to a TB test. A skin test is done. I hope and pray that nothing reacts to it. If any of the animals do react to the injection we give them today, they will have to go, which is very, very sad. So TB, we'll talk to Mark about it when he gets here. Bovine TB is absolutely everywhere at the minute, and it scares the living whatsits out of me if we ever get any cattle that have it. So it's always a very nerve-wracking time. I always try to get it done before Christmas so I get it done and out of the way. But it is not my favourite thing to do at all. And we've only got 15 cows here at the farm. And these farmers that have to TB test all their cows, every animal on the farm has to be done. These farmers who've got hundreds and hundreds of cows, it must be such a gruelling job to do. Particularly if you have got the disease, you have to test even more. We do 6-month testing, okay? I remember back when I was a lad, it was done every 4 years. But as bovine TB has become more and more spread across the country, the tests have become more regular. And here in Cheshire, most of us, the farms have to be tested every 6 months. With the skin test, and obviously reading the reactor 3 days later. So we'll just wait for Mark. I'll go and get changed, get my tie off, put my overalls on, and we'll wait for the vet. Well, it is now 3 days later after our initial skin test on Tuesday. We didn't manage to get any video on Tuesday. It was pitch black, it was chucking down with rain, we couldn't see anything. So we didn't manage to get any actual footage of us doing the skin test with the cows. But I felt it was important that we do the results as part of this episode. Now, I always hate this. I am the world's worst worrier. It would absolutely cripple us if we had any sort of TB in our herd. And today is the day that we find out if any of the girls have reacted. I always have massive sympathy with people that have got breakdowns of TB, that have got it in their herd. It must be absolutely devastating. The cows have to go there and then. If they're a reactor, they would literally be loaded up onto a wagon and taken to the slaughterhouse. Which would be so sad. I think particularly because we've got a small herd, it's a little bit more intimate. That doesn't take anything away from the fact if you've got a big herd, you know, TB would be just as devastating and upsetting for you. But yeah, it would be really hard. So we're just waiting for the vet now to turn up. He's just on his way. He's been called out to another farm, but he's on his way now. So I'm just here. The girls are all in the yokes ready to go. This is what we use. It's called a locking yoke. The heads go through. The cows are there eating all the silage. And it just holds them nice and still, ready for the test. It's what farmers use as a handling system, just keeps them nice and still. As you can see, they're in no sort of distress or upset, they're just here eating the food. And this is some of the silage that we made this year. We tend to make haylage. In one of the previous videos I talked about haylage and how we make hay, but also we try and do a second cut, so when the grass grows back again we try and make some forage again. And this is silage, so this is grass that hasn't been dried in the sun. It's literally been baled as soon as it's mown, and the natural sugars in the grass cause it to ferment and it sweetens up and it smells absolutely beautiful. So this is the first time we've seen any of this year's silage, and it's really good. I'm sure the girls will agree, they like it. So yeah, so we'll just wait patiently for the vet now to turn up. hate this. So we're going to do this in one take. So this is Mark Hickson, who works for the vet, and Mark's just here doing our TB reading. The cows are here. So Mark, just tell us a little bit about, what are you looking for now when you're reading these skin tests?
So we've been through these animals and we're looking at, we can see a clip mark here, 2 clip marks, and that's as a result of what I've done on Tuesday. On Tuesday I injected tuberculin, a bovine tuberculin on the bottom and an avian tuberculin on the top, and what we're doing is comparing the swellings or potential swellings on each of those sites. If the animal's been exposed to bovine TB, we find a much larger response on the bottom clip mark here, as opposed to the non-specific response that we get with the avian TB or the avian tuberculin. This animal, as you can see, there's absolutely nothing there. We have been through them with the calipers and there's no change since we injected into the skin on Tuesday. So this animal's clear.
So the good news is we've actually checked all the others and they're all clear, which is such a relief. So that's it now for another 6 months. We're okay, but all done. So we can have a peaceful, restful Christmas now and not worry about TB. I want you to meet 4 very special calves here. These are our calves from 2018 and we've just weaned them, and this is always one of my favourite jobs to do. Weaning is when you take the calves away from their mums, and you can see they're pretty chilled out. So they're 7 months old now and there's no real detachment issues at all. They're just having a good walk round and eating their food. So in here we've got Roxy, we've got Rizzo, we've got Rocky and we've got Reggie. So this year we named all the calves beginning with the letter R, and they're doing really, really well, and it always gives me the chance to have a look and see how the calves are doing once they're away from their mums and the other cows in the herd and they're on their own. You can sort of compare them amongst each other, and they look great and they're really quiet and chilled out. We used a new bull this time, so this is our first crop of Solpol Kentucky Kid calves. And they've done really, really well, and we've used him again this year, so next year's calves will be Kentucky Kid calves as well. But yeah, I always love them because they're always cuddly and fluffy little teddy bears. So yeah, the calves are in now, the cows are back outside. Just got Reggie there having something to eat, Rizzo, Rocky and Roxy there, look. So yeah, they're all inside now. They'll be inside for Christmas, staying inside here. We've got them on some straw now, getting those bellies full of straw and lots of fibre, and we've got them on a nice protein nut as well. So they're getting the fibre and the protein, and they should grow really, really well. So we'll see how they do, but really, really happy with this year's calves. Well, that's it for the last ever Sam on the Farm for 2018. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my new YouTube channel this year. 2019 is going to be a massive year on many different levels. But yeah, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it. Next time we speak, I will be in New Zealand. Cannot wait. Join me then.